your portal to the inner realms. Access infinite possibilities, infinite mastery, and infinite love. Mind-expanding, heart-opening conversations with some of the greatest spiritual teachers, luminaries, and healers of today's world. Usher in new earth by living in your sacred heart. Quantum Conversations is brought to you by AcousticHealth.com, home of music from the universe, online healing retreats, and this program. Claim your free registration to daily shows at AcousticHealth.com. AcousticHealth.com, your portal to the inner realms. Our program starts shortly. Welcome to another Quantum Conversation, brought to you by AcousticHealth.com. I'm Loren Gailey, and I invite you to sit back as we enter the quantum realm, that space of the greater part of you. It is your connection to infinite possibilities, infinite potential, and infinite mastery. Welcome, everyone. This is a beautiful conversation and episode today with my guest who is here to share a sacred gong bath, a sound bath with us. And also, it is infused with light language, the language of the heart. And this is a beautiful story of being able to speak light language and being shown and guided and nudged and sometimes pushed into doing what our gifts are and sharing our gifts with the world. This is one such story where my guest is using her voice to share memories with us, memories that help us remember truly who we are. Maya Boston is in Australia, and she is here to share light language with us. And if you have ever spoken light language or have learned how to speak your voice of light language, we invite you to interface with Maya in our conversation today. Join us on our web call line available at AcousticHealth.com. The live on air button will get you to today's show. I want to welcome this beautiful being, Maya Boston, sound bath healer, gong healer. Maya, thank you. Welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you, Lauren. Thank you so much for having me on your beautiful show today, and thank you to all your listeners as well. I'm so excited to be here.
Oh, I'm so excited to be here too. We have, as we are here in this now moment, Australia has gone through an intense time. The animals have gone through an intense time, and so many hearts are feeling the need for a prayer. We know all is well, and we would just love to send a love hug to Australia and then to anywhere else on the planet that needs this love. Can you help lead that for us?
Oh, absolutely. I'd be absolutely honored to. Thank you. Thank you for your invitation. Okay, so if we could all just get comfortable in our seats and close our eyes and take that beautiful, deep cleansing breath right down into the belly, and exhaling through the mouth, and just finding that center of stillness within. As you and just notice how your feet are placed on the floor. And feel yourself connecting with the consciousness of our beautiful planet that I like to call Mother Gaia. Nothing is in separation. We are all one. And with the permission of the consciousness of this planet, Mother Gaia, there has been a great cleansing in this great land that we now call Australia. And it is often not understood, the connection, because there is no separation. The connection between the consciousness of Mother Gaia, the cleansing fire, the permission of the animal kingdom, permission from the plant kingdom for this cleansing to occur, and on a soul level, permission from all the humans who have been involved in this to allow for this great cleansing, for this great shift, for all that has occurred. There is a bigger picture, and the bigger picture is not just the shift itself, but the raising of compassion for all those who perhaps didn't even know their neighbours. They are now helping each other out. Perhaps there are some who never even thought they would be worthy enough to help others, are finding their niche in helping their fellow humans. There are those also who perhaps never thought of helping animals and have now found the avenue of their purpose and are helping the beautiful animal kingdom, who have so selflessly given so that compassion can be raised for human consciousness. Just take a deep breath into all of that. Nothing is in separation. And just drop down into your hearts. We are always in the now moment, and the beautiful circle of masters that we are, divine beings of light on this planet in physical form, we can join hands and create a circle of light all around the globe, connecting to each other in this beautiful circle from heart to heart. And just see that circle glowing around the planet. And as a collective, as a circle of masters, we now send that light out across the whole globe. Sharukun hi aun to he akun oina auf. He aun to e au korakiani ya. To all the places in the world that require the light, to all the light workers who think they are isolated, but are really anchoring the light in their part of the world. We are all connected. There is nothing in separation. We send light to them as well to support them. Hiaru kiante hainu e karu untuayan te ainkia te a uni. And just take a deep breath into that. And when you are ready, open your eyes and become fully present once more.
Thank you. Thank
Mm.
you.
Thank you.
We have shifted. This is heart coherence, everyone. Beautiful. I felt the radiance of that. The radiance of this group is so immense and very powerful. Thank you, everyone. Oh, my goodness. Well, that was by request by many people, and this is the masters that we are, the circle of masters that we are. We are portals of light, and we are all connected. That was a beautiful message and very touching to understand and understand that the plant and animal kingdom gave permission for this purification, and it did awaken hearts into new waves of compassion. It's beautiful to look at it that way. Okay, well, we are in for a treat today because as Maya understands and will share with us, there's 144,000 light languages. And if you have ever wanted to express this that you feel coming from within yourself, that you will have an opportunity on our show today. If you're on the web call or the phone, you can raise your hand, *2 if you're on the phone. But first I want to share, Maya, your awakening story, because I always love hearing how people awaken. There's 7 billion ways to awaken, and each is unique. You have taken a slow awakening, really over the course of 20 years or so, most really stepping up like many around the year 2010. And this was all about finding your voice, and that involves light language. So tell us about how you came to be playing the gongs and come to speak light language. What was that journey for you?
Well, and I heard the sounds of the gongs like at an expo that I was attending, and I had never heard anything like that in my life. Well, not this lifetime anyway, but it struck a chord inside of me, and I had to know what that sound was. Where was it coming from? How was it being made? And when I found what it was, I was absolutely fascinated. I had my first gong sound bath experience, and I knew deep inside of me, this is my purpose, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And so I quit my job and I went off to learn and immerse myself in the whole sound bath experience. And I have, on occasion in the beginning, in the first few years, I was doubting myself. I would think, oh, this is silly, nobody's into this, who's listening, all those thoughts that I think we all have. And the universe just kept bringing me messages, go back to the path. So I got to a point where someone had loaned me an antique handmade Tibetan singing bowl, and it had 2 sticks, not just one, it had 2. I immediately knew what the sticks were for, and when I toned the singing bowl, I saw an old monk reaching out to me with the bowl and saying to me, this is for your journey. And I didn't understand what the message actually meant. And I took it to another friend who was very intuitive, and she said to me that this was me sending a message to me down the timeline to remind me that sound is what my soul does. And so I never looked back after that. I never doubted myself. I just kept looking for my tribe, and I work with gongs in a very different way to most people. I remember the Star Mother in Lemuria teaching me how to play the sound, how to work with sound. But that was to seed my Akash on this planet, because I've had memories of doing sound on many other planets, not just this one. So this is what my soul does.
Oh, Goddess, that is so beautiful. I love the fact that you are listening to that and receiving the memories. You're open to those memories and seeing yourself coming down the timeline with a message. Wow, that is beautiful. Sound is what your soul does. And this is all about each of our own journeys to go so deep within that we discover that about ourselves. I love that it's in the Akashic Records and it's encoded in our DNA. So when we really tune in and we choose from love, the DNA is activated, we're inspired in new ways, and this is all about that work of tuning in and tapping in to discover it, and it's after we clear out the baggage. So I love that journey. We're going to talk about the Star Mother in Lemuria, because that sounds so fascinating. All right, I also want to mention that it's beautiful that you quit your job. When you had that experience, you just knew what you knew. And I was just talking with some other people about this, so it's a good time to ask the question for you to make that jump. That's not so easy. And this is one of our top questions. When you took that leap of faith, that jump of faith, what was that like in being supported by following that passion and that inner knowingness?
Well, it was scary.
Yes.
It was really scary going from a regular income that I knew how much I was going to get each month, and knowing, you know, how much I had to spend, how much my budget was, to going completely into the unknown. And that is a tremendous leap of faith. And it was not a decision taken lightly. And there was a lot of soul searching, and there was a lot of also thinking about the practical side of things. How, if I want to do this, then what do I have to do to change in my present life that would enable me to do that? And as soon as I made these decisions, then the universe just started giving me the next step, and supporting me. You know, I found a cheaper place to rent. So I downsized. I, you know, came into a community of people that were also like-minded, and the journey just began. And it's not an easy thing to take that leap of faith. There seems like there's a massive chasm between where I was working in the system 9 to 5 and where I wanted to be, where my heart was calling me. And I just had to trust that this was going to all work out for me. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all I can remember. Is it was just massive trust.
Yes, trust. I'm right there with you, and I think all of us are who've done that are with you. And for those who are thinking about making a shift like that, really the trust is the key. We cannot stress that enough. Keep that trust firmly in place. Keep your vision of New Earth firmly in place. When you begin to do these things that bring you passion or allow you to express your passion simply because it's doing what you love, the divine inspiration comes and you are shown the next step. You are given those details. Thank you so much for sharing that, Maya. It really does empower all of us. It keeps us motivated and moving forward. And that's really what this is all about. We are mobilizing New Earth. We could not be more serious than that. And we each do it in our own way. So mindful not to judge ourselves. Not everyone is cut out to go solo or do their own thing. So that's part of this inner journey where we each take inventory of our world so that we can know those steps to take and what the best thing for us to do is. Okay, well, so then here we are, Maya. You went with it. When you saw the two Tibetan singing bowls with the two sticks, can you share with us how you play those?
Okay, so it's one bowl with two sticks, and I knew one stick was just plain wood, and the other stick had the band of suede leather around it. And I knew one stick was masculine, one was feminine. One was for gonging the bowl, so just tapping the bowl on the side so you can hear its tone. And the other stick was for rimming the bowl so that you were toning the Tibetan singing bowl. But it was the sound, because my body really resonates with sound, no pun intended. It really strikes a chord within me, and that tone of that bowl was so familiar to me that it brought up the image of the Tibetan monk, which I then discovered I had 2 or 3 lifetimes as a Tibetan monk in the going from the 17th to the 18th century.
Wow, that is fascinating. That's almost a whole other conversation as you remember. So when you see the image of, let's say, tiger's nest in is it Burma? Or Bhutan.
Bhutan,
We see that, and it's on the side of a cliff. Does that resonate with you?
I was more in Tibet itself with the Dalai Lama.
Okay, it's beautiful as we remember this. So, would you connect Lemuria to Tibet?
I would absolutely. In my Akash, I remember. I was there in Lemuria at the end times. I was a priestess in the Temple of Mu. One of my memories is sitting in the canoe, at the front of the canoe, and I'm clutching a round stone to my chest. It's about as wide as my chest, as my shoulders, and the men are paddling behind me. There are many other canoes around me with other people in them. And we are heading to what we would now call Peru. So we were heading towards South America. And the stars are unfamiliar because they're not the same as they were around Lemuria. And I'm connecting with the Star Mother, because she, of course, knows how to guide by the stars, and these stars that are unfamiliar to me, she knows them quite well. So she's guiding me telepathically which way to go. And so as I was just one lot of canoes that set out from Lemuria as it was sinking, other canoes set out in different directions. Of course, there was ones that went all the way to Easter Island, as it likes to be known as Rapa Nui. Or there were other canoes that went out all the way to New Zealand, and today we still have in the North Island a tribe that are direct descendants from the Lemurians. They look very different to it's what they consider today to be the indigenous tribes of New Zealand. Then other canoes went out across to Egypt and all the way across to Tibet. And there were canoes, of course, that went to Mount Shasta and across what we call the United States now. So Lemurians spread out across the world. And the purpose of this was that we were all in Lemuria. We all had our Akash embedded in a certain way. And then we took this light out across the world and we anchored it in different places across the world. And this was so that should humanity ever realize its potential of setting out on the ascension path, that the information would be stored within the earth, it would be stored within our DNA, it would be stored within the DNA of the whales. Nothing is in separation. It is all connected. It always has been there and it always will be there because we are all one. There is no separation.
That is so beautiful, and I know there's memories coming up with those listening. Yes, I was on the canoe as well, and we headed to Mount Shasta.
Yeah.
And I knew the first time I heard the word Lemuria, I was living in Guam, and Guam is a remnant of Lemuria.
Yeah.
Off the coast of Taiwan. I also lived in Taiwan, and off the coast of Taiwan is that, what is the name of it? Yona Gui. And they have found sunken steps and temples, and that is Lemuria. And so as you were sharing that memory of your story, you know it so vividly. It's so beautiful that it helped me remember as well. And isn't it comforting to know that here we are right now, all of us as a group, anyone who's heard the word Lemuria and has an interest in it, or it makes them turn an ear or raise an eyebrow, or even question if they're from Lemuria, that in itself is indication that it's a big yes?
Yes, absolutely. You would not be interested in the topic at all if you were not Lemurian.
Fascinating about the tribe in New Zealand and all of it, and then Tibet, and then that goes to a whole different story onto Venus. Now you just came from Hawaii, and you actually that's a sacred trip where you swam with the dolphins, and there you go, remembering some of these codes. And so you can share some of that energy with us as well. We're going to have a little, we have a gong song to play for people, and you would love to share light language with us. But I want to hear more of your experience with the Star Mother. Again, she's the mother of the stars, and she guided you in those new stars. What else can you tell us about her?
Well, there were many star mothers over the course of the history of Lemuria. Lemuria existed for thousands and thousands of years, and this was so that all the souls that had agreed to come onto this planet through Lemuria would have their Akash embedded with the information, and then they would have this information available to them at the right time in human history to bring more light onto the planet, to remember what the balance and the love, the peace, the joy, that deep, deep spiritual connection that we all had in Lemuria that was taught to us by the Star Mother. She role modeled all of this for us. She role modeled that unconditional love. And even though she came from a more advanced civilization, she never made us feel like we were less than. Well, she always treated us like we were her equals. And this was part of her unconditional love. And it was why so many Lemurians, especially those that were there at the end times, feel traumatized, because we were literally made to leave this paradise as it was sinking and go out into the world where there was a very different energy, and we were being asked to anchor this balance and peace and love and joy in all these different parts on the planet. So she was there to guide us lovingly. We called her the mother because she carried this mother energy. In a Lemurian society, at the heart of it was led by women. Women did the spiritual work, the communication between Mother Gaia, the Star Mother, and them themselves as mothers. Carrying that beautiful mother energy. Mother doesn't mean that you actually had a child. Mother just means that you're holding that divine feminine energy. And because not many women, felt the call to bring forth a child, because of course woman is sacred, because we have this portal within inside of us to be this ability to bring a soul from the spiritual side into the physical world. And so woman is sacred, and we knew this in Lemuria, and this is something the Star Mother taught us. Nothing is in separation. She taught us about the circle of oneness, as I call it, which were 6 universal principles that were taught on every other ascended planet as it was seeded, just like it was taught on ours. It's like a blueprint that gets imprinted into the human's DNA, into the human Akash. There's so many things that, what can I say, the song that you're going to hear, that we're going to do, this meditation that we're going to do at some stage during this call, is my song to the Star Mother, and it just literally comes from the heart. And she taught us all about this heart connection, and how we are not separate from anything. We are all one.
Yes, okay, we are all one. How would we tap into our own Akash?
Okay, so the Akash is linked to our physical body. So the innate body wisdom is the key to the Akash. We have that, we call it the sacred trinity, which is that link between your higher self, you as the current expression of the higher self, and then the innate body wisdom, and the innate body wisdom is then connected to the higher self. Now as humans, we've forgotten about connection to higher self, and we've forgotten about that connection to the inner body wisdom. But if we start talking to the inner body wisdom, then we get to the Akash, we get the door open to the Akash, because it all sits in the beautiful energy field that is around us, that we call the field these days. It's all right there sitting around us. We've just forgotten it's there. We have everything that we need within us, and we can access whatever's in our energy field through the heart, really, through the heart. So I always talk about the heart connection. We're balancing it out, because we're always so much in the mind with the lifestyle that we live in this modern day world that we've created around us. So if we take a deep breath into the heart, and just drop your awareness into your heart. And then also become aware of what is your body doing? How is it feeling in this moment? Notice if you have perhaps some tiredness in your body. Perhaps you may have some anxiety. What is it that you're feeling in your body? And whatever you're feeling in your body, just bring that feeling up into your heart. And with the love in your heart, just transmute that energy, whether it's tiredness, whether it's anxiety, whether it's fear, whatever it is that you're feeling. And just take a deep breath into that. And we can also do this with the busy mind. So if you bring your thoughts down into your heart and just fill your heart with love. And just feel how quickly you're brought into that 0 point. That center of stillness within. And take another deep breath into that. Hayantu arikia in awaraki in eshuku korani a o ke haha no oyaraku. And just take a deep breath into that. And open your eyes and become fully present once again.
Thank you. There was an instant shift pulling any pain into the heart. That was amazing. Thank you. And thoughts as well. A powerful tip from Maya. These are wonderful tools. Wonderful tools. Okay. Well, did you want to say anything there, Maya? I was going to go to another portion, but did you want to add anything?
Yeah, just quickly. If you're just starting out, you can do that in your own time, or everybody can do that in their own time when you have that quiet time to yourself each day. But those who are maybe a little more practiced, you can do this at any point during your day as well. If you're feeling overwhelmed, and we know that the energy, especially of this year 2020, is just so intense, and everything's moving so quickly, that this is the new coping mechanism. You can do it at any point during your day. Just notice how you're feeling. If you're busy in the head, bring it down to the heart. If there's something that's going on for you emotionally in the body, bring it into the heart. And this immediately brings you back into balance.
Okay, beautiful. It is the connection to the heart that is very important. It really is the name of this new operating system. So I love how you call it the new coping mechanism. Yes, absolutely. Okay. So living from the heart and actually making that shift and using various tools, our coping mechanisms that allow us to make that shift, it can literally change timelines. Not only is that choice of love changing our DNA, but the timeline changes too. Can you explain how this works?
Sure. Well, we know that the heart it gives out a much bigger energy than the brain itself. It's actually being termed the second brain. But for me, as one who's lived from the heart always, and I've had to then learn to live from the brain. For me, living from the heart is just so much more powerful because of the energy that it emanates. And once we drop into our hearts, we can feel that shift. We can feel balance coming into our body. We can feel the peace, the quietness, that space that we can go into where we can feel into what is going on in our lives. So I usually suggest to my clients, 10, 15 minutes of just sitting quietly. Now, in the past it was called meditation, and then if I use the word meditation, people think you need to be chanting Om for hours on end or something. But meditation these days is just sitting quietly. It's a time of introspection. It's a time of dropping into the heart and just feeling what is going on, what is true for you, what is not true for you, without judgment of self. We can go over the course of events during our day and see how we reacted to things during the day, how we could have done things better. And then without judgment, just saying, okay, I'm going to do this better next time. There's no judgment. It's simply an evaluation and then going into a decision, a discernment around how to change one's behavior, one's thoughts, one's belief systems around something so that we can create the change in our lives. It all starts in our hearts. It's not from the brain, it's from the heart. So how in changing our DNA, this then starts to register in the brain. The brain just starts to send different chemicals into the body, and this is how it changes the DNA, the body chemistry. And then it goes out energetically into our field, the field around our physical body. And I call it the ripple-on effect, because it changes the field around us, and then it changes other people's fields around us as well. So without having to say anything, without having to do anything that might put people off, we can change what is going on around us. And a good example of this is if you are finding yourself in a place of overwhelm, if you are finding yourself in a place of conflict. So, for example, if somebody is shouting at you, all you need to do is to drop into your heart. And I know it takes a bit of practice. And just dropping into your heart, taking a deep breath in, dropping into the heart, filling your heart with love, filling your body with love, filling your energy field with love. And that person will not know what you have done, but simply by feeling unconsciously, feeling a shift within you, that person will also have a shift. It is as simple as sending love out to another person, because if they're yelling at you, if they're shouting at you, it is simply because they're having a bad day. They're in distress themselves. It's not personal. They're in distress. So for us as light workers, as masters that we are, in order to help a fellow human, whether they're in distress or trauma or overwhelmed, to also helping ourselves at the same time, we send love out to them.
Yes, a powerful, very powerful tool. It is the power of love. And it may not be so easy in all situations, but we know the power of love. And so if someone is anchoring like that or projecting and being loud, we know that's a cry for love. And so this is how we also speak unity when we see that that really is ways that we can offer solutions in our world, is to come from this heart-centered place and from that unity place, and to be able to speak it. So that is beautiful. Thank you so much. When you went to the dolphins, we're going to have your meditation here in just a moment. I wanted to check in with you about the dolphins. What was that like for you to be in the water with them? Did you experience anything that made you reflect on what happened?
Oh, absolutely. I spent 10 days swimming with dolphins every day. It was an amazing experience. It was, first of all, my intention was that it was a sacred journey. I didn't just go as a tourist. It was a sacred journey. It was a return to Lemuria, ground zero. I finally had permission to return to Lemuria.
Was that your
was my
first
first
time?
time. Yep,
Oh,
it was my first
goodness.
time.
Did you just cry?
No, I didn't. I think I'd gone through I'd worked my way through all the trauma as one who was there at the end times and had to leave. I worked through the trauma, and I think a lot of us are traumatized for having to leave. I arrived, and I grabbed my suitcase, and I'm looking for where I'm going to be picked up to be taken to my accommodation. And the first thing that I noticed was this warm, gentle breeze that blew across my skin. It caressed me, and it gave me this really beautiful, embracing welcome home. And then not long after that, probably a few minutes after that, I'm waiting for my lift, and this little girl comes up to me, and she's picking the plumeria flowers that had dropped on the ground under a tree. And she hands me a flower, and I think, wow, I'm home. I'm so home. I'm feeling so comfortable. It was like I never left. It was like, in this lifetime, it was the first time I'm there, but it was like I have always been there. And then swimming with the dolphins was also a sacred part of the journey, to do the heart connection with the dolphins. Now, these are wild dolphins swimming in the ocean, and we were going out on a boat every day, and the crew on the boat, I mean, they do lots of groups of people, taking them out to swim with dolphins. They said they had never met a group like ours, where the dolphins were willing to interact so easily. And we would just go into the water. We weren't chasing them. We would just go into the water, snorkeling with our snorkels and fins, and the dolphins would come to us. They would swim past us. They hold this beautiful multi-dimensional energy is what I could feel. And I remember this one dolphin, it swam below me, and I looked below and I could see it coming underneath me. And at first I thought it was an air bubble, but then on reflection afterwards, I realized it wasn't an air bubble. It was a huge energy bubble that it sent from it. I saw it literally in the water come from it into me. And I was given this beautiful gift, which, by the way, I'm still processing all these gifts. Other days, I'm on the surface and they're swimming way below me, 3, 4, 5 of them, and they send these air bubbles up to me, and these air bubbles they touch my body as they're coming to the surface. They touch my body, and I'm literally giggling. I giggle. I start to giggle, and I lose the suction on my snorkel, and I'm breathing in seawater and nearly drowning myself. But then I lift my head to the surface, and I get the snorkel out my mouth, and I am just giggling. And I think, oh my gosh, if anybody saw me, they'd probably think I was insane. But it was just so joyful. I got these giggles. And then on the second last day, it was like the icing on the cake. I finally got what I had come for. This one dolphin came up to me so close. I could have touched it, but I didn't. Just honoring it from my heart. And it came up so close, and it was an invitation, come and swim with us. And in that moment, I felt a little bit irritable because my physical body wasn't, well, it wasn't elegant. It felt so awkward. And then what I did was I actually left my body and I started swimming because the dolphin had already taken off. I couldn't go as fast as him with my physical body. So I actually left my body and I was swimming with the pod. And at one point I just had this deep, deep sob come from deep within me, and I had to swim back to the boat, and I just had this massive release while we were making our way back to the marina. But gosh, what an amazing gift all that was. And I am still unpacking this multi-dimensional gift that they have given me. I'm still unpacking it. But how amazing. I will never, ever, ever forget that trip. And I know I'll be back, but when I'm ready and when I have permission to go back.
Yeah.
But for the moment, I just remember it with such sweetness. And having that last encounter just filled my heart to the brim, and I was ready to go home. There were, the island only lets you stay for as long as you need it. It doesn't let you stay any longer. There's a particular energy on that island, that in that area of this planet, and my heart was full and I was ready to go home. I had received what I had come for.
Beautiful. Giggles and tears. Yes, yeah. It's amazing what happens. I've cried in my snorkel, remembering
yes.
as swimming with the dolphins. Yeah. And I've actually cried when the first time I went to Kauai, leaving on the plane, I was just in tears. It was actually quite embarrassing. People were looking at me. But this is the remembrance. And so thank you for that beautiful, beautiful story. Okay. Well, let's take a moment. We're going to have a sound bath gong ceremony here. This is about 6 minutes. And so, Maya, tell us a little bit about this before we play this.
Okay. So what I would like to do is take you into a short guided meditation first, and then I will leave you at a certain point to then give you the opportunity to allow the sounds of the gongs and the light language to work with you, and then I will bring you out of the meditation. This song is called the Song to the Star Mother, and it is a transmission not just of healing sounds but of light frequencies and codes. As I remember the Star Mother, and it's going to, because of the way that I work with sound, I'm assisting humans to bridge into their gamma state brainwave, which is the fifth dimensional brainwave state. I'm assisting humans to bridge all their chakras so that one day in the evolution of humanity, all chakras will become one, the heart chakra. And I'm also assisting in bridging the two hemispheres of the brain to come into oneness consciousness. So this is what the light frequencies and codes are doing, and they're creating these changes within each human who immerses themselves in the sound bath experience. And so it's the light from the light language, and it's the sound. So light and sound, which are the two creative forces, two creative energies of the universe.
Wow, that sounds really beautiful and spectacular, anchoring into the 5D. Okay, here we go.
Okay, so once again, just getting comfortable, closing our eyes and taking a deep cleansing breath. And I'd like you to connect to the the center of our galaxy, the galactic heart, and bring that energy down through all your chakras that we've got many chakras above the head, but all the way down to your starseed chakra above your head. And just feel that chakra open and become active. And then bring that column of light from the galactic heart down to your crown chakra and all the way through you, through your chakras, down to your base chakra, and then dropping it down to the Earth Star chakra beneath your feet, and then sending it all the way down into the core of our beautiful Mother Gaia, into the crystalline core of this planet. So we're connecting the Trinity of Hearts from the galactic heart into your heart, into the crystalline heart of Mother Gaia. And I'd like you to widen that column so it's about as wide as your shoulders. And you can breathe through this column of light. And then bring that energy from the crystalline core of Mother Gaia up the same way to your Earth Star chakra, up to your base chakra, all the way through you, touching your heart chakra, to your crown chakra, up to your starseed chakra, and connecting all the way to the galactic heart. So now you've got this beautiful push-pull energy going on inside of you. As above, so below. Hain tu harikin tu hummakwenta e arakia ashukuken makitinia huntu araki hahani aya turo e aauku tuhun tia ki hain. And just take a deep breath in through your heart and feel that energy. Now I'd like you to see yourself placed within the octahedron. That's 2 pyramids, base to base. Place yourself, this is the Lemurian healing chamber. Place yourself in the octahedron and with your consciousness, with your intention, begin to spin it. Spin the octahedron. Tera huntia kianache eshuku hoina ayahu heraku tinahai inta ayakuena ai. And just feel your body balancing out. Feel that heart connection from the galactic heart to your heart, to the crystalline heart of Mother Gaia. And just stay in this space for a while. And as you allow the sounds of the gongs and the light language to work with you and to take you on your healing journey. Take a deep breath. Notice how you're feeling. You can return to this space anytime you wish, anytime you feel you need to step inside the Lemurian healing chamber. Te hain tu e a hae no kuariki, o she haina ai kuhun. Ora ko nina hai tini na ai ko tunu shehi ora koranian we ane no tohehin. The star mothers are saying that you are a master of light. You always have been and you always will be. This has been embedded in your Akash, in your DNA, and is available to everyone. It is time to remember that you are the master, and that nothing is in separation, and that we are all one. Take a deep breath into that. And when you feel you are ready, open your eyes and become fully present once again.
That is so beautiful. It is the vibration of oneness. I love that, and I hope everyone is feeling that. This is beautiful, and what a beautiful experience with the gong. That was really deep. I wonder how people experience that, and if people are back with us, or if they're still drifting. No matter, it's all good. Carolyn, thank you for your comment. She says, wow, that meditation felt like an underwater voyage. Beautiful. Oh my goodness. That was really cool. Thank you so much for it.
Oh, you're welcome.
I mean, some of the richness in that, there's harmonics in there, and it's as if it's working on a subconscious level, releasing, untethering us. That's what it felt like for me. So it's beautiful because this is a little sampling of other meditations that you do with sound baths.
Yes.
And your special offer that you have for everyone allows us to tap into more of your work. So tell us about these beautiful meditations and gong sound baths with light language.
Yeah. Well, each meditation is accompanied with the gong sound bath to help open the hearts and the minds of the listener, and to touch the deepest part of each being that is listening to the frequencies. And as I said earlier, they assist in changing the brainwave states. They help with the bridging of the two hemispheres of the brain into one brain, and it's such a cleansing and soothing experience. It brings us into balance, and it replenishes the soul, and so each meditation was created with the guidance of the star mothers, So I have several in my special package. I have several guided meditations with light language and gong sound bath, and I called it the time capsule because there's so many aspects to Lemuria, and I've just can only include so many in a package. And you visit the Temple of the Sun on Lemuria with the gong sound bath and the light language. And then there's the initiation of the sacred waters, which was something that every Lemurian went through in their lifetime. And then the inextricable connection to the whales. And so there's this a guided meditation and a song to whales. There's gifts from the goddess, which is the divine feminine energy, and of course there's a guided meditation to it was a remembrance of the Star Mother in Lemuria, as I remembered her through my aspect in Lemuria, and then also the song to the Star Mother that you just experienced. That's also included in the package as a free gift, so you can go through that same meditation and listening to those frequencies as you've just experienced now. So these are all guided by the Star Mothers. I'm channeling the light frequencies, the light language. I'm channeling the guided meditation, the instructions from the Star Mother, and it's activating different parts of the DNA into remembrance, because of course in Lemuria we had our DNA functioning at around 55%, and today we're somewhere between 33 about 33% to 35%. So we have the remembrance in our Akashic as to how to get to a certain point of ascension, and once we get to that point, I know that we'll have more information coming. But these sounds and frequencies assist us in getting to that 55% level. And I have clients playing over and over and over again in a loop these meditations, and always finding something new, and then they leave them for a while and they come back to them, and again finding something new, incorporating again something else that's coming through the light language for them that they're ready to receive.
That is very special, very, very healing, very cool, shifting us into higher frequencies, opening the heart. And what I love about it is that you also are including a personal session. This is really so that we can each bring an issue or a question to be addressed by you, or a message from the Star Mothers. Yeah. And I love that. And you're also giving, this is a great value. It's really incredible. You're giving a personal gong sound bath track. This is individual and a personal session with all of those items. Wow. Tell us a little bit more about those two items.
Well, in the personal session, as you've already said, Lauren, it's a 30-minute personal session, and I'm tuning into you as you're speaking to me, and it's if you're bringing an issue, we can work through an issue with the light language. I can take you through a guided meditation. If you're bringing questions, I can answer questions about Lemuria for you. I can take you through guided meditation to activate your remembrance as well. And I'm also an activator. So for those who are ready to be activated into speaking their own light language, they can also be activated to do that. light language is the language of the heart. And as we mentioned earlier, there are so many different light languages, and there are many people being activated to speak light language in recent times. But even though we're speaking different languages, we are speaking heart to heart. It's a multidimensional frequency. We're speaking heart to heart, and so we actually understand each other. So I'm really, it's kind of like my really favorite part of the package is the 30-minute personal session, and then the ultimate, which is like the cherry on the cake, is the personal gong sound bath track, which I just love to do for people. So it's a 15-minute gong sound bath track created especially for you. And of course, during the personal session, I'll be tuning in, so I know what things to include in your track. But you can also tell me if there is anything else that you would like me to focus on while I'm creating your track. The track is like a verbal transmission of light codes and frequencies that can enable people to awaken to the divinity within them and remember their multidimensional nature. I have clients listening to their personal tracks on a loop as well. Some of them go to bed at night with the track on and listen to it all night while they're sleeping. I've got others that it's their go-to for when they're feeling really out of sorts, overwhelmed and out of balance. They just keep coming back to their tracks time and time again. And they, again, it's multidimensional, so they keep finding new things in their tracks every time they listen to them. It creates changes within the DNA. It creates changes in their thought patterns, in their emotional and behavioral patterns as well. So, and it's your personal track to keep forever. It's sent as an MP3 file, and you can download it onto your device and listen to it as many times as you wish.
Wow, that is very beautiful. What a beautiful package. Everyone, please check that out on the special offer link that's on this webpage at acoustichealth.com. Really cool. You can get activated to speak light language. Wow. We can use these to change our brain waves, really, into the gamma brainwave. For those who experience that beautiful gong sound bath and meditation and the oneness of being in that octagon, that's beautiful, bridging the hemispheres of the brain. That's the frequency of all of these meditations and your own track from Maya with your own personal session. Wow. All right. Well, I would like to say as well, if there's anyone who is on the call or on the web call, or anyone who wants to jump on the web call, to raise your hand if you want to share light language. That is a very bold step for people, but we've done it in the past when we've had our mastery empowerment courses, and it's so magical to see that. So I just want to throw that out there. Or if anyone has a question for Maya, you can ask that as well. We don't have any takers yet, but I'll check back on that, Maya. Okay. Oh, beautiful. A beautiful experience today. And I've got a question. Let's see. All right, so there's a question coming in on Lemurian seed crystals. And we know Lemurian seed crystals, if they're in our field, wow, they absolutely came to us synchronistically. So Bezalel asks, can and how are the Lemurian seed crystals used in balancing energy and other modalities?
Oh, well, as we know, they're very, the Lemurian seed crystals are very special, and so you can use them in many different ways. You can use them in and around your body, so you can be laying down and within a grid, so you can create a grid, which is absolutely amazing, and which I have done in the past, and also holding a Lemurian seed crystal and just running your thumb over the ridges on the crystal, and stopping at some point where you feel that there's some energy there, or there's some information coming through to you from the crystal, and so you can just stop with your thumb on that point on the crystal and just feel into that. Of course, they're balancing. They're always balancing their gifts to us from Mother Gaia to help us remember, to help us to balance out the energy field, to come into the flow of our energy field with the flow of the energy of Mother Gaia. And as I took you earlier through that, as above, so below, so bringing down from the galactic heart into your heart, and down to the crystalline heart, and also coming up with that energy. So that's our push-pull energy. That's the flow of energy through us. And if we can just hold that column as wide as our shoulders, that would be really great. And then we're receiving all this wonderful energy that is coming as above, so below. And we're in the balance, just like when we bring emotions up into the heart, or bringing the busy mind down into the heart and creating that balance. So we can do all those visualizations holding the crystals, and of course the crystals are just working with us. There's special little beings of consciousness that are in the crystals that are working with us and helping us and helping us to understand that there is nothing in separation. We are one. Everything is connected. Everything, there's always a bigger picture to what we can see. And if we just, they'll allow us to drop into the heart, and we're just holding them in our heart, then amazing things start to happen in our bodies, in our DNA, and in our energy fields, which then, as I said earlier, ripples onto everyone else around us. So we're these beautiful beacons of light, shining our light out into the world.
Yes, beautiful. And thank you, everyone, for shining that light into the world. No more hiding. Shine it, shine it, shine it. Very powerful. We are changing our DNA, activating our DNA. Codes are coming online, and we are changing the world. Maya Boston, thank you so much for being here. I want to give you a moment to maybe close our sacred circle with any light language or message that you feel is important at this moment.
Oh, thank you. So before I started, just a deep gratitude to your listeners, to your community, to you, Lauren, for all the work that you do, for all that you are and all that you do. Thank you so much. We're all here at this time, and it's no coincidence that we're all here at this point in human history. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. So just taking a deep breath and allowing yourself to receive. Harukun te ane ayashinihi mukwayan. Ko haina ia ko hon tuaina ai shehi o rakiana ai o hain tuan me e au tuain. The Star Mothers the Star Mothers are saying, beautiful beings of light, you are here to remember that you are masters of light, that you have this powerful ability to anchor your light and to change your reality. Remember that you are powerful. It all starts from within you. And now the time is safer than it has ever been in the course of your history to shine your light out into the world, to change the world, to allow other humans to remember that they too are masters of light and love. There is nothing else but love. There is nothing in separation. We are all connected and we are all one. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Maya Boston, what a beautiful experience. Sound gong bath and meditation. You have opened our hearts. We have changed and shifted the world just by being in this vibration. Thank you, everyone, for being a master of light and love. And Maya, thank you for our time today.
Thank you, Lauren.
Beautiful. Well, everyone, thank you. And remember to shine your light. It is time now to dance our way to the cosmic heart, remembering that you are that master of light. Again, if you wish to check out Maya's special offer, check it out at bit.ly/Maya Special. That's a quick link. Thank you. Namaste. quantum conversation, and thank you for dancing with us to the cosmic heart. As we raise our own vibration, we raise the vibration of the planet. This show is dedicated to you and all awakening hearts, as we are here to shine our bright light and amplify our love. Access all quantum conversations, special offers from our guests, and online healing retreats by visiting acoustichealth.com. I'm Loren Gailey, and from my sacred heart to yours, I honor your magnificent love and light. We leave you now with music from the universe. Music literally created by the universe, as musical notes were assigned to mathematical equations. The result is this beautiful music, available at acoustichealth.com. Namaste.